So it's my favorite time of year. It's Halloween season. I love to be scared, and so does a lot of people out there. The horror genre is a really, really popular genre for many people. And so usually we get 1 to 2 really, really big Halloween releases. And this year, one of them is Halloween, the 2018 Halloween. And this is a direct sequel to the very first Halloween that came out in the 70s. And it's kind of retconning pretty much everything. And yeah, so how is this new Halloween? Directed by David Gordon Green with Jamie Lee Curtis returning. It's honestly kind of disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's a lot of things it does correct, and just a lot of things that feel like it would have been better if this movie was kind of released a couple years after the first one. But so let's get into the details of what makes this movie kind of disappointing for me. Right off the bat, my biggest issue with this movie is that it does too many things that we've seen before. For instance, it does a lot of horror tropey things, such as the kids that talk about sex and their relationships, and just in the high school dance and stuff. And there's just a whole bunch of weird things. Like, there's a Dr. Loomis pretty much stand-in in this movie, and that character's super wonky, really weird, out of place. He has a little scene that is in the middle of the movie that just is so weird, and it's so out of place. So this movie just kind of juggles a lot of nonsensical things and characters that don't mean anything, and that was really frustrating. And one of the other problems I had with this movie is that it didn't really make Michael that scary. He seems like the same Michael, and yeah, it doesn't really progress anything about Michael Myers, which is really disappointing. You think something new would be brought to the table here. This movie is more about Laurie Strode and her relationship with her family, and how she is affected by what happened years ago when she encountered Michael for the first time. So that was probably the most interesting thing about this movie, is how it's kind of affected her life. But I feel like they should have honed in and focused on that a lot more, because it just tries to juggle too many side characters that don't mean anything, which is ultimately, it hurts the movie quite a bit. So yeah, there's a ton of disappointing factors to this movie. There's only really a couple things I like, which is the kill aspects of this movie. Also, this movie literally has no atmosphere. It feels like there's no scene I really can remember that's like, wow, that is a really, really well shot scene. Or it's just like, there's nothing. It just feels like a new filmmaker, or someone that's just not experienced with horror, filming this movie. And it shows. David Gordon Green, this is his first horror film he's ever made, and it really shows. So yeah, guys, I'm really upset with this movie. I think if this movie came out, way back in the day, it would have been really good. But we've progressed so much, since horror has been coming out. I mean, horror has been a thing for years, but yeah, I mean, now, in our day and age, horror movies have evolved just like way beyond like the slasher and what we think of the slasher. And it's just, there's so many different things you can do nowadays, and what is accepted even with audiences. So I was really hoping for a lot more, and it just didn't deliver at all. So let me know what you guys thought of Halloween in the comment section below. I know there's a lot of people that like this movie, and it's if it's in your wheelhouse, then awesome. It just wasn't for me. So let's have a conversation about it. Would love to chat with you guys all about this movie. So leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you at the movies. And happy Halloween.